All right, let's get right to it. You think you're building a luxury brand, don't you? But you're not. You're just taking a pretty average product, slapping an outrageous price on it, and then scratching your head wondering why the really wealthy people aren't biting. See, you've been sold a bill of goods about what luxury actually is, and I'm here to tell you that story, it's a complete lie. And not right there. That's the brutal, honest-to-God truth. Most brands out there that are trying to be luxury, well, they're just playing dress up. They've got the fancy clothes on, but underneath it all, it's the same old desperate mass market thinking. And trust me, your ideal clients, they can smell that desperation from a mile away. It's a dead giveaway.
But look, this isn't just me tearing things down. This is a course correction. We're going to dismantle the flawed logic that's been holding you back, and we're going to do it by exposing the 3 huge, fundamental lies that are probably sitting right at the core of your strategy right now. Okay, so let's start with lie number 1. This one is probably the most common and honestly the most damaging of them all. It's the belief that a high price tag magically creates high value. You know, the idea that if you just charge an obscene amount of money, people will automatically think it's luxury. Yeah, that's just plain wrong.
You see, the truth is, luxury isn't just a more expensive version of a fashion item. It's a totally different business model, a completely different beast. Think about it. Your typical premium or fashion brands, they're obsessed with cutting costs. They have to be, because their whole game is selling high for a few months and then, boom, slashing prices for a big sale. But true luxury, it's obsessed with creating value. Cost is almost an afterthought. The goal isn't to be trendy. The goal is to build something that lasts forever, something timeless. And this gets right to the heart of the problem. A sale, you know what a sale really is? It's an admission of failure. It's you standing up and announcing to the world, hey, we overestimated how much this thing was worth, and now we got to get rid of it cheap. Luxury just doesn't do that, ever. A classic Ferrari, a rare bottle of wine, that stuff gains value over time. It becomes an asset. That trendy handbag, it's an expense that loses value the second you carry it out the door. All right, let's talk about lie number 2. This is the feature dump. It's the mistaken belief that wealthy buyers are just sitting there with a clipboard, checking off a list of features. You think that if you just list enough specs, talk about the fancy materials, and get into all the technical details, they'll be convinced. That's the engineer's brain talking. And let me tell you, for a luxury brand, that kind of thinking is absolute poison. So here's the key, and you really need to get this. You are not selling a product. Let me repeat that. You are not selling a product. You're selling access. Access to a dream. The real value, it's not in the thing itself. It's in the waiting for it, the story behind it, the person it allows you to become. The crazy part is, the moment they actually buy it, that's when the magic starts to fade. It's not the beginning. Your job isn't to move a watch off the shelf. It's to sell someone their entry ticket into a legacy.
And just so we're crystal clear on what not to do, just look at this. New Jell-O instant pudding. This is the polar opposite of luxury. This is pure feature selling. It's all about convenience. It solves a simple functional problem. I want pudding now. It's not building a dream. It's not creating a myth. It's definitely not selling a legacy. It's selling pudding. So you have to ask yourself, are you in the legacy business or are you in the instant pudding business?
Okay, on to our third and final lie. And this one's the most counterintuitive of them all. It's the accessibility trap. It's this deep-seated idea that your brand should be everywhere, that everyone should like you, and that it should be super easy to buy your stuff. You're stuck in that old mass market mindset where more is always better. More fans, more clicks, more sales. For luxury, that's a trap. See, true luxury plays by a completely different rulebook. The great strategist Jean-Noël Kapferer actually calls them the anti-laws of marketing, and they are designed to shatter everything you thought you knew. I mean, think about this. One of the laws is to ignore your customers. Don't respond to what they want. You don't follow trends. You are the trend. Another one? Deliberately communicate to people who can't afford you. Why? Because you're not trying to sell to everybody. You're building a dream that people can aspire to. The value, the real value, comes from that distance, from the fact that it's hard to get. And this is exactly why so many so-called luxury brands get it wrong online. The entire logic of the internet is built on mass action. Going viral, getting millions of fans, collecting big data, it's all about being big. But what is luxury? It's the opposite.
It's small, it's selective, it's exclusive. So what happens when you start chasing likes and shares from the entire world? You dilute the brand. You cheapen the very dream you're supposed to be protecting. So, we've spent our time tearing down the lies, right? The price fallacy, the feature dump, the accessibility trap, they're all in the rearview mirror. Now it's time to build. We're going to lay the foundation for the right way to think about this. And it all boils down to one single, incredibly powerful shift in your mindset. Because you see, everything we've talked about, all those lies, they're just symptoms of a much deeper problem. The real cure isn't a new tactic, it's a fundamental change in how you see yourself and your place in the world. And here it is. We call it the gatekeeper mindset. It's about a shift from being a desperate supplier, holding out a begging bowl and hoping someone buys from you, to becoming a confident curator, someone who decides who gets access to the exclusive world you've built. Your job is no longer to sell. Your job is to decide who is a good enough fit to be invited in. And that one change, my God, it removes all the desperation. It flips the entire power dynamic. You stop being the one getting interviewed, and you start being the one conducting the interview. This quote from the Win Without Pitching manifesto, it just nails the practical side of the gatekeeper mindset. Stop pitching. Stop trying to present. Just start having a conversation. See, a pitch is a desperate attempt to convince somebody of something. A conversation, that's a two-way street. You're both weighing whether this is a good fit. When you're the expert, when you're the gatekeeper, you don't have to convince anybody of anything. Your only job is to figure out if they're right for you and if you're right for them. So, if there is just one single thing you take away from all of this, let it be what's coming next. This is the final mandate. This is the new rule that should guide every single decision you make from here on out. Stop marketing and start curating. Seriously, stop shouting messages out to the masses. Stop begging for attention. Instead, turn your focus inward. Build a world. A rich, compelling, exclusive world. Your job isn't advertising anymore, it's world building. And once you've built that incredible world, your only task is to carefully, selectively invite the right people to step inside. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget about your next ad campaign for a minute. Think about this. What is the world that your brand represents? Is it a cheap world of fleeting trends and discounted mediocrity? Or is it a world of timeless value, real meaning, and earned exclusivity? Once you define that world, the right people, they will find their way to your door. You won't have to go looking for them.